They thought Edward Osefo's story ended the day the judge said 10 years. But just hours after that sentence echoed through the courtroom, something darker began. A video hidden, encrypted, and labeled only with two names, Wendy and Chris Bassett. No one expected Edward to strike back like this. Not after everything that came out in court. Not after Wendy's testimony. But revenge doesn't wait for redemption. It waits for the right moment. That moment came when a file was uploaded to a private server, spreading like wildfire within minutes. The footage, if real, could destroy more lives than Edward ever could behind bars. Some say it was his final act of defiance, others a confession in disguise. And as the internet watched the clip go viral, one question burned through every comment section. What exactly did Wendy and Chris do that Edward risked everything to expose? When the judge's gavel struck that final time and the courtroom filled with silence, Edward Osefo didn't flinch. 10 years, that was his sentence. But those who looked closely saw something else in his eyes. Not fear, not regret, but calculation. The kind of look a man gives when he knows the story isn't over, only paused. As Wendy walked out of that courtroom surrounded by cameras, she thought it was finally done. She had exposed him, testified, and buried his career under the weight of her truth. But what no one knew, not the lawyers, not the press, not even Wendy herself, was that Edward still had a card left to play. A secret so powerful, it could rewrite every accusation she'd ever made. Days after the sentencing, whispers began spreading online. Anonymous Reddit threads titled Wendy and Chris, the Hotel Mystery. Instagram accounts posting cryptic captions. He warned her not to push him. At first, fans brushed it off, just more internet noise. But then, screenshots surfaced. Private texts between Edward and an unknown number, written weeks before the trial. You think they'll believe her after they see what I've got? Don't do it, Ed. This could ruin everything. That's the point. The text sent shockwaves through social media. Was Edward bluffing, or had he really been sitting on something massive all along? One fan tweeted, "If this man leaks what I think he's about to leak, reality TV will never recover." Another wrote, "This isn't revenge, this is a nuclear bomb." Inside the legal circle, things were tense. Wendy's lawyer filed a motion to keep Edward under a digital gag order, but it was too late. Within 24 hours of that request, a link appeared on a dark web forum. The file name, room214.mp4. The rumor was the footage came from a luxury hotel in DC, from the same weekend Wendy and Chris attended a charity gala, the weekend Edward claimed she betrayed him. People who claimed to have seen it described it as career-ending, personal, and proof of everything Edward hinted at. But no one could confirm if it was real. In a phone call leaked days later, Edward's voice can be heard saying, "I told them not to humiliate me. Now let's see how they handle the truth." That one line changed everything. Public opinion began to shift. For months, Wendy had been seen as the strong woman who stood up to her husband's deceit. Now, suddenly, people were asking, what if Edward wasn't lying? What if Wendy had her own secrets? Chris Bassett, caught in the middle, went silent. No statements. No posts. His PR team denied everything, calling it a desperate move by a broken man. But that didn't stop the chaos. Old photos resurfaced. Hotel staff interviews started circulating online. Someone even claimed the hotel's security footage had been tampered with before the court proceedings. By the end of the week, Wendy's world, the image she fought to protect, was cracking. And though Edward sat behind bars, miles away, the world could still feel his presence. It wasn't the revenge of a man seeking justice. It was the slow, cold revenge of someone who had lost everything and decided everyone else should too. But what no one realized then was that Room 214 wasn't the full story. It was only the beginning of what Edward planned to unleash next. The morning after the file Room 214 started trending, the internet went into full meltdown. TikTok lives ran nonstop. Twitter spaces filled with thousands debating whether the footage was real. But amid the chaos, one thing was undeniable. Edward Osefo had done what no one thought he could do: flip the narrative. A leaked DM between two producers of RHAP Confidential began circulating. One message read, Bravo execs are panicking. If this clip is real, Wendy's contract might be frozen. The reply was even darker. Edward told someone from inside that it was just part one. The phrase part one became the internet's obsession. What else did Edward have? What else was he planning to release from behind bars? Meanwhile, Wendy appeared at a charity event that same evening, her first public appearance since the leak. Cameras caught her smile, but her eyes told another story. When a reporter shouted, "Wendy, is the footage real?" she stopped mid-step, turned, and simply said, "Ask him why he filmed it." That one sentence flipped the internet again. Suddenly, the focus wasn't on Wendy and Chris, it was on how Edward got the video. Did he set her up? Was it consented? Or was it surveillance, a trap disguised as love? Then came another leak, this time, an audio recording between Edward and Monique, the same woman who once testified against him. Her voice trembled. "Ed, you told me you deleted it." "I lied. You're destroying her." "She destroyed me first." That 13-second clip broke the internet. Millions replayed it, analyzing tone, emotion, intent. Hashtags like #JusticeForWendy and #EdwardTheDevil trended side by side, dividing the world into two camps, those who believed Edward's revenge was justified, and those who saw it as the final act of a desperate man. Inside the prison, insiders claimed Edward was receiving fan mail daily. People sent letters calling him the man who exposed the facade. One guard reportedly said he spent hours writing in a small black notebook, muttering, "They'll see the full truth soon." But the darkest twist came from Chris Bassett himself. A private message leaked from his verified account to an unnamed journalist read, "If that video's real, then someone's been recording us for months." And that means there's more. More. That word echoed across every social platform. Everyone thought the worst was over, but Edward's story was just beginning to unravel deeper lies. And as one anonymous Reddit user posted under Edward's initials that night, "You all saw what she wanted you to see. Wait till I show you what really happened after the camera stopped." The post vanished minutes later, deleted without a trace. But it was too late. The world had already seen it. And by then, every fan, every journalist, and every enemy knew Edward wasn't done yet. He was just getting started. 3 days after the video leak, silence wrapped around the Osefo name like a curse. News outlets had gone quiet, lawyers stopped answering calls, and Wendy, the woman once known for her poise, disappeared completely. But behind that silence, something far more terrifying was brewing. An anonymous message reached a Baltimore journalist. No name, no return address, only a single USB drive and a note that read, "You think you know betrayal? Watch this." The footage was timestamped months before Edward's arrest. It showed him sitting in his office, phone in hand, recording a call. The voice on the other end? Wendy's. Calm, deliberate, but loaded with venom. "You think they'll believe you? You think you can take me down without taking yourself too?" Edward laughed, a bitter, broken sound. "I don't need to take you down, Wendy. You'll do it yourself." The call ended there, but it shifted everything. It wasn't just revenge anymore, it was prophecy. Moments later, Monique broke her silence through a televised interview. Tears streaked down her face as she confessed that Edward had warned her about releasing the hotel clip, saying, "It's not about ruining her. It's about making her remember." When asked what he meant, Monique said quietly, Wendy wasn't innocent. There was a deal. Something about money, property, and silence. Edward was just the first to break it. That statement sent shockwaves through every corner of social media. Suddenly, the story wasn't about an affair or betrayal. It was about secrets worth millions. Then came the prison leak. A guard anonymously posted that Edward had been moved to solitary confinement after being caught trying to pass a letter to a visitor. The contents of that letter were never officially released, but one blurry photo surfaced online. Scrawled in Edward's handwriting were the words, "They think I'm the villain, but they'll all see." The camera never stopped rolling. Within hours, the internet exploded. Did that mean there were more videos? Did Edward have evidence that went beyond the hotel room? Or was this the final act of a man consumed by vengeance and madness? Meanwhile, Wendy's legal team filed an emergency injunction against all further leaks, but it was too late. Copies had already circulated in private groups. Influencers whispered that another video, one that could clear or destroy Wendy forever, was still out there. And then, like a ghost in the algorithm, a new account appeared on X under the handle @room214 continues. Its first post simply read, "Truth doesn't die in prison. It multiplies." That single line left the internet frozen. No one knew if it was Edward, a supporter, or someone else entirely, but the world knew one thing: the real ending hadn't come yet. Because in the Osefo story, every secret is just another beginning. And somewhere, in a dark cell, Edward was smiling, waiting for the next move. The footage was just the beginning, the call, the confession, the letter, all of it led to one haunting question. What else did Edward record? Wendy may have tried to bury the truth, but the internet never forgets, and neither does Edward. Somewhere out there, another file exists, one that could rewrite everything we think we know about their story. If you thought that hotel clip was shocking, wait until you see what's about to surface next. Because this isn't over. Not by a long shot. The next leak could destroy more than just reputations. It could expose an entire network built on secrets, lies, and silence. So, if you want to hear what Edward's final video really contained, comment, "I'm ready" below. This might be the end of one chapter, but the truth that's coming next will change everything.